Like actually, like from your nose down, for the record.
Oh no, Tsunami.
I just want to welcome everybody back to the Power Pellet podcast. Today is episode 21, April 13th, 2016. It's your co-host, DaVinci, your host, official host. I'm here with the other official host, co-host, no temporary co-host today, Mert.
The host is Cupcakes. The host is Ding Dongs. The host is Tootsie Rolls. No, Lollipops. What else hostess make?
What up, big dog, man? What up?
What's up, man? What's up? So, what's in your system, sir? I know what's in mine.
Oh, wait a minute. Before we move on, we got a little bit of housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
Come back later, please.
Housekeeping.
Not now.
Housekeeping.
Go away.
I come in anyway.
Power Pellet Podcast. You can reach us on Twitter, Power Pellet Pod. We got the Facebook group, Power Pellet Podcast. Also, don't forget to catch all of our previous episodes on YouTube. You also get the most recent episodes on iTunes and Stitcher. I'm missing anything?
Nope, that's it.
Power Pellet Podcast. Hey, when I turned my system on yesterday, I was playing the Battleborn Beta.
Now, what's
familiar with that?
No, I don't know what that is.
It's from the quick little taste I got out of it, because I played a little bit after work. It feels like an arena shooter, and you got all these different characters who all got different abilities. I played with two guys. I played with one character. He was a military guy.
So wait, is this a first-person shooter?
It's a first-person shooter, arena style, kind of semi-arena style. No, Call of Duty is an arena. Arena's like if you're in the big. No, that's like
Coliseum.
Right. Yeah, that's arena style. You want like a bowl, like Quake was an arena style game. Battleborn. When you play multiplayer, it's arena. They got a story mode that's kind of truncated. Just kind of shows you, a story mode that I appreciate the fact that they added something in there.
Right.
So when I played as the one guy in the first person, he was more of a military guy, and when he was, all your characters make different comments, and it's pretty funny, man. It's got some humor to it. It's made by the same people who did Borderlands, Gearbox.
No, you're sold.
Nah, actually, I'm not. Actually, I'm not.
One copy for sure.
But I want to play more of the beta. I was intrigued just because it's something different, a little bit of different flavor to it. One character was a military guy. Another character was kind of like this samurai guy,
right.
And he didn't have a gun. His main weapon was a sword. He was hack and slash with a sword, and then he had a couple special powers where he shoots out, different type of red. He had like red beams. His outfit was red. And in the beta, they give you like 7 or 8 different characters to run with. So I just want to go back and get a little bit of taste of it and see if it's something I really am interested in. Right now, quick play, I wasn't. It's not my type of game. It's not like Call of Duty. The animation and stuff, it is very colorful.
Does it look like Borderlands?
No, it doesn't have that cell shaded, but it does have like it's got a cartoon feel to it. Almost like if it almost has like if Zelda, they took a Zelda and made a shooter out of it, just not in that world, but just that look of it,
Which Zelda? Because Zelda came out in several different forms, man. You got to be a bit more specific.
Yeah, I know it's hard to describe, but it's a shooter. It's a first person shooter primarily.
Is it on Xbox and PlayStation or just Xbox?
Xbox, PlayStation, PC.
All right, so I'm gonna download it tonight. Check it out. How about I do that?
Yeah,
we come back about a little bit more.
The beta's free. Yeah, you just have to play it. It's
Right.
for me, it's hard to describe, but it's definitely a shooter. Yeah, it's a first-person shooter, and it just the controls were real good.
Bail him out. He's struggling. He's about to drown. Get him. Get him.
But it's another game that's coming out like that, and I think that game got delayed a couple times. I should have did a little bit more research, just mentioned it, but it was just what's in my system. I played that, and kind of off the video game topic, man. I went and picked up that Star Wars on a Blu-ray, The Force Awakens.
Yeah. And did you watch it yet?
Now we could talk about that. I watched it earlier today.
Did you finish it?
Man, yeah. How beautiful that picture is. It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. The picture's gorgeous, but you know what else is gorgeous? The sets are gorgeous, bro. Like the part where Rey finally understands she has the Force and she is sneaking around the Starkiller base. Goodness, dude, the contrast of the colors and the pop and the lights, the neon lights, just beautiful, man. And watching this movie a second time, because I picked it up too. That's what's in my system.
Was it your second time watching it?
This was my. We got to talk about the second time. Yes, technically. If anybody's asking, yes.
Second time all the way through.
Yeah. So, man, you pick up on so much more. You know what I mean? I still didn't see. Somebody said that when Rey picked up her lightsaber and all of that you were able to see Obi-Wan them fighting in the background. I didn't see it. And
no, he didn't fight. Remember, I texted you earlier. I said when you get to the bar scene with the lightsaber, turn the closed caption on. Did you?
Oh yeah.
That, okay. Yeah, Yoda. It literally tells you Yoda is saying this line, Obi-Wan is saying this line, and it was like it just gives you a lot more insight into that scene.
Yeah.
And what I noticed in that scene was Kylo Ren, his squad that he was running with. The Knights of Ren. One of those dudes was about to kill Rey. I didn't notice it the first two times I watched it. And Kylo Ren stabbed him in the back. He stopped him from killing Rey.
Yeah.
Which was like, oh, that was cold.
Yeah. So
I don't know, just watching the movie made me feel like, man, she gotta be Luke's kid, man.
I'm watching the movie the second time, this is what I got. She gotta be related to Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Either way.
Hands down. That's what I said. They confirmed it for me with his voice being in the vision, and then she actually is playing the role that Obi-Wan played in the original Star Wars. And that's why I was like, yeah, she's a Kenobi. She's a Kenobi, true and true. She's a Kenobi, man. That's what I think.
But I definitely think Kylo Ren dropped her off. I think he dropped her off on Jakku.
You think he helped her escape, or Luke helped her escape? Because she was dropped off by somebody friendly. You know what I mean? Because
and that's why I say Kylo, because I think he was still fighting his urge, his dark side urge. Because even by that time in the movie, but he's still fighting it at this point. Like at this time in the movie, at the end, he's still fighting it when he has that scene with Han Solo. I think at that point he still had a lot of light in him.
He playing like I could definitely see him protecting her. Maybe that was the difference between him and Anakin, because Anakin killed the Padawans. Now, if Kylo Ren got to the point where he wasn't going to kill the Padawans, that shows that he still had light in him. By the time Anakin killed the Padawans, he was gone.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He was full turn.
Right. See, and that's why I think they showed us that is that okay, he still had light in him. We saw him still struggling. He even says he got a little bit of light left in him. He's I still feel it pulling at me. So he was at a different place than where Anakin was. But I don't think that was Kylo Ren that dropped her off at all. I think it was somebody friendly who did it. Might even been Luke Skywalker after Kylo Ren saved her, left her on the planet and broke out. And then he probably dropped her off. Because even the vehicle that she's watching fly away, that wasn't a First Order vehicle. That wasn't an Empire type vehicle. That was a Resistance type vehicle.
But how long ago was that? That was,
I don't know.
She supposedly, I read something where she's supposedly like 15 years old in the movie.
Right. Okay.
And she was supposed to be 5 years old in that scene.
Right. The other thing I picked up.
I was just gonna say, I think, and that's why like Kylo Ren he's older, but you would think he would have picked up on her being. Yeah.
That's why he dropped her off, bro. Yeah.
They got a lot. They got a lot of. I hope they flesh that out in episode 8.
They got a lot of explaining to do, man. The other thing I picked up on too was when Kylo Ren was going through Rey's head, he described the island that Luke was on. I missed that the first time. He said, "Oh, you imagine an ocean and an island."
I see it too.
Yeah, I see it too, and that's funny because you don't realize what he's talking about until the end. If you don't put the two together, you really miss a big part of it, and that's something else I picked up on the second time through. And I do think that your boy Finn got the Force. That
a little bit at some point.
Yeah, I think he got something, but that's gonna be nice to see too. So, you know, it'd be interesting to see what they do with his injury because he got sliced in his spine. I wouldn't be surprised to see him have some type of mechanical spine.
I was thinking about that when I watched it today. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, man, they gonna lace him up. He gonna be all right.
Because he got sliced dead up his back. So
yeah. Did you watch any of the behind the scenes? Like
no,
the makings of?
I just wanted to finish it again before I got to all of that, man. So yeah, that's kind of my system. Mm-hmm.
Just I don't know the way the movie was filmed, and it just. Watching it a third time at home, no interruption, nobody else, just thoughts to myself, man. Yeah. I like the movie even more than when I watched it the first time.
I get
like as your rating for it went up.
Yeah, because I was hard on it because I was like, man, this is way too much like the original. But sitting back and watching it a second time and not having to absorb everything because I've seen it, you know what I mean? And I can kind of look at some other details. I can see them playing up more of. Listen, we're trying to show y'all that this chick is everything but a Kenobi. I mean, this is who she is. She's related to Kenobi. And that's what we're really trying to show you more than we're trying to show you that this is just like the original movie. That's kind of what I got this time watching it.
And you know when the MTV Movie Awards just came on and they were doing interviews and she did an interview with IGN and she had mentioned that she knew filming episode 7 who her parents were, but she also kind of stressed that it wasn't that important to the storyline.
Wow.
So what is that? Does that change your mind then?
No.
Was she just another Padawan?
I mean, I could see them bringing somebody completely new in. I think it's cool. Well, she could be throwing us off too. Don't get caught up in the Hold on. She could be throwing us off too, though. You know what I mean? So. Not trying to get herself in trouble, you know what I mean. But the other thing that's been in my system is the Division. You know, they dropped some more DLC, some updates to the game. This stuff was all free. One of the big things that they introduced was the Incursions. You know, and so
I want you to flesh that out a little bit more. So, were you playing anything else this week?
No, that was really it. It's some Minecraft, but you know, that's because I was bored. My crew wasn't on, but
I'm trying to finish this Tomb Raider. I'm pretty close. I finished Mad Max. Then I downloaded a bunch of other games on the Xbox. So let's make it official, man. Let's move on to the topics of the week. No specific big large topic I had in mind. So yeah, let's start out with the Division. Let's talk about the DLC, man.
Yeah. So the biggest thing to me was, I don't know, they did quite a few things. They now allow you to trade weapons. It's kind of more of a swap and drop type system. And, you know, you can trade a weapon within an hour of you picking it up. And it's weird because you can only trade it with people who were with you when you picked it up. And they had to be in your group at that time. So it's not like a traditional trading system where, hey, man, I've been sitting on this gold backpack now. You want it? What you got? So it's
got a hard limit on it.
It does. And
yeah, pretty restricted.
And I get it because if that's the case, what you'll have people doing is basically just kind of scavenging for trade part. It takes away from the uniqueness of the characters. Everybody is going to have good equipment. Everybody's going to have gold equipment. The way they're doing it is, listen, if you got it, you don't want it, you want to give it to your buddy because he was like he really likes it, that fits his class of play, then make the trade right there. So I kind of like the way they did it.
Yeah, you it's in the moment, right? You got to trade in the moment. Right. My question is, have they mentioned or has anybody tried to take that item, put it in your storage chest, and then come back later and try and trade it?
You get 1 hour.
Period. Flat.
Period. And it can only be traded with people who were on your squad at the time that you acquired the item. So
if I wasn't in your group,
right,
I come in 30 minutes after you picked it up, I don't get that item.
No, you can't pick it up. Nope. Not at all. So that they added that. There's a lot more gold drops happening, man. I mean, like I practically everything I have now is gold, which is great. They even added some matching gear. I got some green gear, some light green gear that's matching gear that you need if you're going to do the incursion. It's hot, bro. The minute you step into the dark zone now, it's hot. It's on you. Everywhere you go is heat. It's heat from NPCs. It's heat from regular players. And I love it, man. It's the experience that I expect to have going into the dark zone. And it's like night and day compared to what it was before the DLC dropped. And what's really interesting is, you know, like I mentioned last week, this game truly does begin at level 30. Like what you play and it
almost like Destiny.
Getting up to level 30 is your training. You know, and then once you get to train and get done with all of that, the game begins in a sense.
So are you seeing? Are there more people on the servers in the dark zone? Are you seeing?
I expect it to be a spike when new DLC come out because everybody wants to run and check it out. What's new? What's different?
Okay, so it's not. They're not. Well, I guess my question is more technical. Are they crowding the servers as opposed to thinning everything out?
Like crowding it with other players or with NPCs? Yeah,
so instead of them having an average of 15 people on the server in a dark zone at a time, maybe it's now 20 or 25. So you run into people more.
I don't know. I think the spike we saw last night had to do a lot with this game sold a lot of copies, but this spike last night had to do a lot.
Just the hype on it.
Yeah, just the hype.
People were playing.
And you can get gold items. Everybody's been waiting on the gold items, which helps you, fight the level 31s and the 32s and increase in rank. So, and you have to be a certain gear level to go and do the incursion. So that's why I think a lot of people just checking it out.
Is the incursion only inside the dark zone?
No, the incursion is outside of the dark zone.
Okay, and then explain the incursion, right? Because I was watching somebody play it. It's kind of like you're in a waves. It's like a horde mode almost, right?
That's exactly what it is. We played it last night. You got to have 4 people. You got to have high level gear. It took us probably about an hour to figure out what we were doing. And then it took us probably another hour to even do that. And we still died and couldn't finish it. And it was just because it got late. It was early in the morning. We had to go, but we were on wave 4 of 15.
Hey. I was watching IGN play, and they got to like wave 8, and he was like, "Yeah, this is the farthest we got." I'm like, "Whoa,
yeah. This is old school gaming." If you grew up without the save button, without the checkpoint, that's this game. That's what.
Does it have respawn? Or like once you dead, that's it?
It's a no respawn area, but if you play the game right, and that's what we had to figure out. You got to work as a team. Your team can pick you back up. You get separated. Hey, you get left behind somewhere. You're gonna be sitting there spectating. So you got to play smart, man. You gotta have the right gear. You gotta have the right perks set up. So your team is balanced, man. You got to play your role. Don't be out there trying to shoot threes when we need you to rebound.
So I got to rank up, man. My rank 24 ain't gonna cut it. Huh?
I ain't even trying to see you, bro. I ain't even trying to pick you up. You're the last one. We'll take him, but he ain't got to worry about playing.
Any other notes on the Division Incursion DLC?
Yeah, like I said, I only got to rank 4, man, but I'm looking forward to get back on it tonight. And running
Team
with
Epic.
It, man. Yeah, and last night was it was Epic and it was Dead Presidents. It was a mixture of two, half and half. So that might have a little something to do with it. You know, we all got different gamer styles, but you know, Dead President, they hold it down. They're pretty good gamers.
All right. So, moving on, man, something I saw that I thought was pretty cool that got announced by 2K. The NBA 2K17 cover will feature Kobe Bryant. It's a special edition cover, man.
No doubt.
Kobe Bryant on it.
No doubt. Listen,
I thought that was hardcore, man. I like that a lot.
Looks sweet. I'm gonna be honest. I'm all right. I'm a hardcore Kobe Bryant missing shots, missing free throws first year in the league against Utah. You know, fan. I'm a fan. I loved him back then. I love them today, but I have to admit, I got burnt out of his farewell tour, and it was hard for me to watch him play at such a subpar level that I tuned out. I tuned out as far as watching his games, but I kind of read little things, bits and pieces here and there as the season kind of crept along, and there were a lot of great articles coming out today that is one of the reasons I'm a big fan of sports is because sports has some great stories, man. There was a story on ESPN about him and Michael Jackson. You know,
really? Like what? Yeah, what was that about?
So his rookie year, Michael Jackson calls him up, dude, and tells him, you know, hey, come over to the crib, gave him some advice, gave him some stats. Michael Jackson's a big NBA
Michael
fan,
Jackson?
bro. Michael Jackson, bro. You got to read the article.
Crazy. That's crazy.
ESPN. So Michael gave him some books to read. They watched some movies in Neverland. They kicked it, bro.
Wow.
But he gave Kobe Bryant advice and was telling him, you know, keep doing what you're doing. You're special. Don't dumb down your talent for other people. Keep being who you are. You can see that Kobe took that advice to heart, man. And he had a great career. I think he retired 3 years too late, but most athletes do. It's hard to give it up. When you've been to the mountaintop and been there for so long, it's hard to say, okay, I can't do it.
So let me read.
Body tell you.
Let me read the notes on this. So it says, Publisher 2K has announced NBA 2K17 Legend Edition with Los Angeles Lakers star Kobe Bryant appearing on the cover. The special version of the basketball game will include a Kobe poster, a Black Mamba controller skin, and in-game theme Kobe Bryant themed items. The five-time, you hear me, LeBron? The five-time NBA champion, 18-time All-Star, previously served as the cover athlete of NBA 2K10. So this is not his first time being on the cover, but I think this is definitely special. And it also said that the Legend Edition only on the PS4 and Xbox One, and is going to be released in September for $80. Collectors, man, you buy one copy, you buy the Kobe edition, leave it in the wrapper, and you go buy you a regular edition and play that?
I buy it and play it. I don't keep it in the copy, man. I don't think these things are as valuable as they used to be when we were kids. Like you would buy a pack of baseball cards or something like that. You take it and put it up. I don't think, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, people are going to be looking for this game. Only because in video games, the tech changes so much. Heck, man, you're going to have systems that don't even have disc anymore. So I can't really see this being a collector's item in that sense. Get it and enjoy it. Put your poster on the wall.
I think that's what you're buying. You're paying $20 for the poster.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Xbox released it's kind of an Xbox. I think the last part of these topics is leaning towards Xbox. I didn't find any specific PlayStation announcements that came out within the last time we recorded. So, Xbox announced they released a Gears of War 4 announcement trailer. It was dope, man. It was dope. It showed
because I felt like they didn't wrap this story up, then wrapped it up again, then they went back. So what happened before? Then they came back. Where we at on this, man?
Well, we had Marcus Phoenix. He starred in Gears of War 1, 2, and 3. 3 kind of finished that. Nah, that's Marcus Phoenix, man. Come on, he's trying to reload his gun.
Okay.
The lead.
Marcus is a black name though, so you threw me off.
I don't know about Phoenix. So Gears of War 3, everything was cool. He killed the mother of the Horde.
Right.
Everything was hunky dory. And in this trailer, they show Marcus Phoenix with his wife, and he out here, man. He out the muscle man, dude. He out the mountain man in it. You know what I'm saying? He got his shirt off, man. He digging holes in the ground, planting trees. He carrying trees, dude.
Right.
Got big old John Cena, Incredible Hulk, gorilla arms, walking around doing his thing.
Yeah.
Show his son out there playing in the yard. Son got to be like 2-3 years old. Man, he might be a little older than that in the video. And in the video, it's kind of a montage, right? So they show Marcus Phoenix doing this, and his son is running through the forest back to the house kind of playfully, right?
Right.
And then they're cutting to what I assume is his son 20 years later. Running through the forest, but as he's running, he's turning around shooting at more monsters.
You got my ear now,
yeah. So it's like cutting back and forth in between that, and I'm like, I was like, it got my eye. I was like, okay, like Gears of War, and I think that'll be out in November. Because
we can play as his son, is what you're telling us.
The story is about his son and the continuation of
I'm feeling that man.
These monsters coming back.
I enjoy Gears of War. It plays a lot. Gears of War prepared me for how the Division cover system works. So I enjoy Gears of War.
Gears of War created. I think they invented that stop and pop.
Yeah. Well, not only that, what I love about Gears of War was the enemies and how they would talk. Like boom, just different little things like that.
The
way
AI,
they talk junk. Yeah.
The AI was smarter, man. They would flank you and swarm you and everything, man. Yeah. When the original Gears came out, it did a lot for the industry. Yeah, it changed everything with gaming.
Yeah. So I look forward to this, man. I think it'll be fun. I got an Xbox back there. I think we could do something with it.
You gonna play it?
Yeah, I'll definitely play it.
I got plenty of Xbox buddies I know I could run with. So we always be able to get a squad. Because I know the Gears of War games always been 4 or more players in co-op.
And I think that's going to be sweet. Yeah, I love to run that. I love to run through the story, especially playing as his son, man. Tell me about this Xbox 1.5, the makeup Xbox.
I think, we heard the rumors. We talked about it last week. PlayStation 4K, which is kind of this in-between system with a little bit of a hardware bump to it, a stronger GPU, possibly stronger CPU. This all kind of is in these rumblings as we get closer to E3. So we just put these topics together. Microsoft announced their E3 press conference is June 13th at 9:30, which I believe is a Tuesday because their conferences have always been on Tuesdays.
And we're gonna give the people a review of that.
I'm gonna pull this up. June 30th. It's a Monday. Yeah,
we'll definitely give you guys a review of everything that was talked about, like we did last year.
We're definitely gonna do a big E3 cover. Same as everybody else, man. We just gonna give you our view.
Oh man, ours is better. We can give that power pellet.
That's what I say. Our view. So with E3 kind of warming up, we getting close. Again, credit to IGN, man. I had specifically seen this article on another website and found it on IGN again, and this is where I'm getting the info from. I'm going to just read the article. It's real short. Microsoft has filed 2 as-yet unspecified devices with the FCC, which some believe points to the existence of 2 new pieces of Xbox hardware. The FCC regulates all data, blah, blah, blah. But it says these 2 filings listed on the FCC website have 2 different model numbers and were spotted and shared on NeoGAF by the user Ekim, E-K-I-M. Hope I ain't killing that name.
Get a real name.
So right now, it's just speculation. It was something else in this article that kind of struck a nerve for me. It said, it says, while Microsoft has requested confidentiality for some of the documentation, this expires June 25th and June 29th. For each of the individual documents, which means basically they want to announce whatever they're working on hardware-wise officially before the confidentiality agreement expires.
Right.
So something's going to be announced at E3, man.
You excited?
A little bit, because I love technology, right? I say it all the time, and I love to see just new hardware, man. Even if I don't first adopt it, to be an early adopter with it, I just like to see that it exists. I like to see the industry to continue to move forward.
Moving forward.
So the idea that they're doing something hardware wise, even if it's a 4K version of the Xbox, you play these games in 4K, or every game is, it sucks that we have to say this, but every game will be 1080p, 60 frames a second officially, no matter what game. Anything like that could just make my gaming experience better, I'm 100% for it, man. What do you think about it?
How do you feel though about these 0.5 systems coming out? Like the PS4 got this 4K system coming out, and I understand they're trying to keep up with the television technology, but do you feel like it's way too early for a system, or is this kind of the future of video games?
A mixture of both, right? It may be way too early for hardware bumps because we're used to that 5 to 8 year cycle.
Right.
But let me say this.
Big old bread basket butt.
Let me say this, old country butt.
Right.
I like the idea that, similar to how Apple comes out with a new iPod, iPad, iPhone every year, right? So some people say every 2 years, I'm going to get the next version because the next version does this because the hardware allows it. I think if PlayStation and Xbox both say, okay, every 3 years, just like a computer, here's this game. If you play it on this version, this is what you're going to get. You're guaranteed to play this game no matter which system you have, but it allows Microsoft to say, okay, for someone whose budget kind of swings in this direction, here's the same game. You could play this system, and if your budget allows for that, here's this same game, same experience. You're playing with the same other group of people that also has Xbox One, PlayStation 4 hardware.
So you can still connect. Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's the same as like what you do with a computer. You got a low-level computer. You still playing with people with high-end computer that can experience that game.
Here's my fear. Here's my fear. My fear is what we tend to see, what is now the industry standard with video games, is we make a full game and hold back 25% of it so we can charge you extra on the DLC drops. Are we getting to that point with hardware? Was it the 5 to 8 year cycle for for hardware guaranteed that you were getting pretty much the best of what was available at that time? If they start doing these increment systems, now I'm starting to feel like, okay, at what point does it stop? What do we say? Okay, we're gonna drop. We know we got the Xbox 2 coming out. You know what I'm saying? Let's drop this 1.5 now to make a little money. And then we're going to drop the 2 and make a little money. Then we're going to do the 2.5 and make a little money. Are they starting to parse out hardware? Is my fear.
Here's what these companies, in my opinion, are doing, and what I think they probably wanted to do a long time ago. On a PC, you got a game that comes out in 2016, right? Me and you, we got a high-end PC. That game that's going to come out in 2018 is going to require a little bit more horsepower to run it, right? The PC industry's always been like that.
And gamers are used to that, right? PC gamers are used to that.
Right. So when you own a console, in your mind, you have a safety net of, I've spent $400 on this console. This console, if I bought it in the beginning, is going to last me another 4 or 5 years.
Right.
So Xbox and Sony are smart enough to understand that they're not going to pigeonhole the market. I'm not going to release hardware that acts as if it's a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox 2. Right? All they have to do is tell the developers, hey, when you release this game, as long as the content is the same, no matter which version that person buys, we're good. We've seen it with Grand Theft Auto, right? The Grand Theft Auto you bought on your PS3 or Xbox 360 is the same Grand Theft Auto that's on PS4. And
yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the difference for me.
Let me say this last line, and then I'm gonna let you go ahead and give your point. All I was gonna say is, when you play that game, there's no difference in the game you're playing except for the quality of it based on the hardware.
Okay, that don't bother me. What bothers me is that PS3 people can't play with PS4 people. So my fear now is, are we going to get to the point where the PS4K people can't play with the PS, 4 people? You see what I'm saying? Do we get there? Where you're having different communities now?
That has always been a developer's issue. Mm-hmm. Developers are the ones that are saying the PS3, you cannot be in a party chat with PS3 and PS4 people and be in that same game universe at the same time. The developers have done that.
Why?
I don't have a good answer to that.
I think you're making that up.
I'm just saying I don't have a good answer to it. That's just
it's money. It's about money, man. They know that.
It is. I didn't want to say money because we know it's about money.
It's about money.
It is. But here's what's not about money, right? Microsoft has been making this big deal about them saying we are no longer restricting developers from creating a unified universe as far as who can play who, right? If you're on an Xbox One,
PlayStation 4, they try to unite everything. Love it.
Yep. Microsoft said if you're on a PC or an Xbox One, we are no longer denying access to players to be able to compete with other platforms. But Sony kind of gave.
Isn't the part of this is because Sony kicked their butt this round? I mean, if we're talking about the system, because the way I saw it was Sony kicked Xbox butt in the amount of systems sold, and then Xbox turned around and said, "Hey, let's be friends." You know what I mean? So let's allow our systems
absolutely.
to talk to each other.
Absolutely.
So, I mean,
absolutely.
I'm gonna do what, but not really for Sony, in my opinion.
Right. So what Microsoft did was Microsoft was like, well, wait. We've been talking to all these developers and they bringing up, saying like, well, when can we do this? When can we do that? And Microsoft just simply said, let's do it right now. Right. No time better than the now, right? If I tell you could do it first before Sony does, oh yeah, that absolutely makes me look better.
But I'm talking about PS4 is communicating with Xbox is what I'm talking about. That's what I heard.
It is. That's what it is. All that is, dude, all these are computers. They're nothing but computers. There's nothing stopping your Xbox from talking to your PlayStation, except
You're
for
on the wrong side of the tracks.
Except for developers, right? Except for the developers being restricted by the publishers. That's all it's ever been. So for Microsoft to do it, yeah, it makes them look. It does make them look awesome. I don't care who did it first. I'm just happy it happened.
It makes it look like they came with their tail between their legs. But that's just me being mean right now. I'm being a fanboy right now.
You Sony fanboying it up. But at the same time, you ain't gonna be mad that you got more players to play with now.
You know what? We've had this talk so many times. I think the people who play Xbox are different than the people that play Sony. I've always thought of Xbox being a younger generation that I'm happy to avoid playing video games with. I don't need them to hear. I don't need to hear about the sex with my mom. I don't need. You know what I mean?
But you know why you hear that more? The only reason you hear that more is because of a game like Halo. Microsoft did the big online. Halo was that tool they used to flesh out Xbox Live, and you had so many kids playing Halo. Yeah. Those same kids are the same kids that were playing Call of Duty.
They all need a spanking. All right, man, let's move on.
So, I mean, the topic of the week, man, that's all I have for that. You got anything else video game wise you want to cover?
No, that's it, brother. Covered a lot.
What come out this week? Anything come out this week?
I couldn't tell you anything, man. It just felt like it's been a video game drought. Just seriously like a drought. And like on my Twitter feed, my Facebook feed, it just seemed like there's nothing that's really out there that's exciting coming down the pipeline.
It got real quiet.
It did.
Oh, okay.
And probably because E3 was coming up, and a lot of people are not going to drop things until afterwards. But, and it's the summer. It always cools down in the summertime. So, yeah. Just seemed real dry this year, though.
Yeah. So we had Quantum Break last week, and then this week we have Dark Souls 3, which I think I might go and rent it. I think I might try it.
Rent it, but it's not like it's a blockbuster, or for me a must have. It's another
not for you, but it's got a huge following. That man, the Dark Souls genre, Blackborn, huge following though. Huge following. So as of right now, the hype is calling me, so I might pick it up just to rent it. I'm not gonna buy it right away. I probably won't buy it at all, but
there is a game that is kind of like Minecraft that I've heard some rumblings about, and I need to check it out. Something about surviving.
Is it an indie game?
Yeah, it's an indie game. I can't think of the name, but anyway, I'll have it for you guys next week because it's kind of like Minecraft meets DayZ, and I've heard some good things about it. So I'm going to come back and present some information on that.
I know what game you're talking about.
Yeah,
it's kind of like, it's not that Walking Dead game, is it?
It has supposed to be something like that. Let me bring it next week so I could do it justice.
All right, take note. All right, yeah, that's our video game topics of the week. Right now it's a little bit steamy in here, man. Let's just go ahead and move it to the cool down. Welcome to the cool down section. A lot of trailers, man. We forgot to talk about the Star Wars, the Rogue One, the Star Wars story trailer.
Oh yeah, dude. So so when I saw the trailer, the first thing I texted to the group was, this might be bigger than Force Awakens. And the reason I said it is because they're going back to the original toys. And I got to look at it from a toy perspective because that's what made Star Wars so huge. You're going back to the original AT-ATs. You're going back to the original Stormtroopers. You're going back to that original look, but with like a new shine on it. You know what I'm saying? And your boy finna come back. And he gonna knock it down. Yeah. He coming back. And I want to know if they're gonna freak his costume some. If they're gonna freak his outfit a little bit. Or do they have to stay original?
See, I don't know. Here's what you got to compare, right? At the very end of episode 3, you had the Vader costume that looked exactly like the costume in episode 4.
Right. So you can't.
Technically, it doesn't change.
Yeah.
It doesn't change.
I'm open to it.
So, this is a Power Pellet podcast first. Me and Akimbo Merck made a little sandwich bet. He said that Rogue One, a Star Wars story, will make more money on its opening weekend than The Force Awakens did. So what we got to do, we got to figure out, how the date's going to work, how many days in that Force Awakens weekend. Is it the same amount of days and the same type of days that Rogue One is going to have when it comes out? Once we do all the math on that, we're going to get back to y'all all the way in December because that's when the movie come out. Right. And then we're going to see if Merc going to owe me a gyro plate with some garlic cheese fries from Big Boys or not.
That big baby with the cheese fries, the garlic fries, strawberry shake. No, man, I just think that this nostalgia of the original.
It hits home to more of the old school fans. Then.
Yeah. So that's why I think this is gonna have a big splash. And plus, it's just good to see, man. It caught me off guard. I knew that they mentioned that they're going to be doing these movies back to back and stuff like that, but the trailer caught me off guard. Didn't know it was coming down the pipeline, and when it hit me, I was like, "Wow!" And your boy Ghost Dog is in it. So
Forrest
Whitaker. It was good to see, black action hero, and so
in this movie, man, I commented on.
I should say
when I watched the trailer, it was early morning. It came on Good Morning America, and as soon as I watched the trailer, I commented on Twitter, man, goosebumps and chills. Hashtag Rogue One Star Wars. Tell me why professional hater Trigger Rick go come out and say nerd. I was like, really?
Comic book fan. Don't talk to him, man.
I was like, really? Then I put hater starter kit, and it was an old school DC.
Hater starter kit. Yeah, but
it gave me that vibe, like you said, man. It gave me that feeling, like you said. I was like instantly back to like, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. I was like, whoa, what year is this? This is crazy. And look how good it looked and how the story felt. Just when your boy came out, the blind fighter, and he was working the stick against the stormtroopers. You know what I hope? Call me crazy, man, but I hope I don't see any Jedi in this movie. I hope this movie is quote unquote Star Wars. I don't need Jedi in this movie. I don't need lightsaber. Give me the grittiness. Give me the ground fight. You know what I'm saying? And with today's technology, that can make this movie.
Can I be real with you on that? Because they tried it in the video games. They tried to get away from having Jedis and everything. But to me, Star Wars is about Jedis are your heroes. Jedis are your stars of these shows. It's like having a Batman movie. I'm gonna tell you what it's like. It's like watching Gotham on TV and not having Batman.
Oh God! Don't do that.
Oh wait, what?
Don't do that to me. You just stab me in the back and hit my only kidney that I have.
Having Superman in his tights. That's how weird it is. You can't have Star Wars without a lightsaber, bro. Now,
I just feel like if they do it, they don't because you got the original episodes coming out every other year.
Yeah,
I just feel like they don't with a movie like this and like the way the trailer played. Right. The only Jedi you might get is Darth Vader. I don't know if I need another Jedi though.
I'm gonna tell you what I'm cool with. I'm cool with these one-offs or whatever you want to call them. I'm cool with Jedis playing secondary roles, like the Han Solo movie. I'm not looking for really any Jedis to play a major part in that type of movie. Or like I can't wait to see him and Boba Fett go at it. But when they do the Obi-Wan Kenobi movies, I want to see him get down. I want to see him go through the trials. I want to see
but that's expected to have a Jedi. I
want to see Anakin again. Yeah,
but I think Rogue One about your rogue squadron and just the troopers trying to do what they could do on their end,
right? Outside
of everything that Luke, Han, and Leia did,
right?
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like I don't need a Jedi to come save the day.
I don't either. I don't need them to be a hero. I just need that nod to them, and then we keep it moving because it's about the Force in a sense. Okay. You know what I mean? And that's a Jedi religion to an extent. So.
All right.
What else?
TMNT 2 trailer. They released. I think this is the third trailer for the new Ninja Turtles movie. Man, fresh on the brain. I know you watched it right before the show. I enjoyed the trailer. I like that they showed more Bebop Rocksteady. It was less humans, more about the turtles. You got Michelangelo. Like, it's Halloween, bro. We could come out in our flesh and just party like normal. And Raphael, being the big brother, was like, "Don't be stupid, man. We ninjas. Get back in that darkness. Let's go." What you think about the trailer?
Man, I think this movie to me is. Oh God, the best way I can say it is it reminds me of the cartoons a lot, and I like that. I like that it's actually being a real feel cartoon, and that way you can be silly, huh?
Bebop, Rocksteady, the original crew is back.
You're not taking yourself serious no more, so now you're really trying to be the cartoon. Yeah, and it's a popcorn smasher. Now on the flip side of that, though, your girl, what's her name? April O'Neil. Megan Fox again. I mean, whoever. I'm not foxed out, but do I really need to see her in a what do you call it? Catholic schoolgirl dress with her stomach showing again? It's the same look she had in Transformers. Yes, Da Vinci. Yeah, you have something you want to say?
I do.
See, I guess she eye candy. But I'm full.
She ain't got to say much.
I'm full.
You got cavities.
Yeah, I get that she eye candy, bro, but I'm full. That's my only beef about this trailer is that, and she's happily playing her part. She like, I know who I am. I know why they want to see me. and
get that check.
I'm gonna do it right. And I ain't mad at her for doing it.
You in one of the biggest movies in the summer.
Yeah.
You basically the lead female in the movie.
Yeah.
Get paid. Yeah. You cool with Michael Bay again? He might throw you in another Transformers movie. You never know.
If you guys remember that Transformer scene where she pops the hood of the car, pulls her hair back, and the dude looks at the vent.
I do.
It's practically the same thing in this trailer, dude. Where it
was
the same scene. I like, wait, the Transformers in this? Is this a mashup? What I missed? Where's Optimus Prime? But I'm cool with that. I'm not gonna pick on Megan Fox too much. She's a beautiful girl. I think that maybe at some point she wants to take her career in a different direction so people could take her more seriously, especially if she has that talent. If not, hey, be who you are and be the best at it.
She's not an Oscar award-winning actress.
I don't need you to be. But
she won't get those. She won't get those roles. But as a movie, it looked like the movie got a lot more Ninja Turtles in it. I like how Leonardo was like, man, I'm tired of failing. So every time we fight, we always failing, and that's how I felt in the first movie. Like they couldn't win a battle. Right. In this movie, man, I just hope the ninjas are be more ninja, more badass, use their weapons more, and let them get out there and have fun.
Let's show the turtles.
Pizza, man.
I mean, because we didn't really see so much in the first.
Not at all.
Yeah, so
not at all. They wasn't in much. So, two more quick topics in the cool down, and we're gonna wrap it up. What you want to talk about? You want to talk about the Suicide Squad trailer that just came out, or you want to talk about the Captain America Civil War hype?
I'm burned out of the Avengers, so let's park that. We'll get back to that after the movie come out. But the Suicide trailer, the anti-hero, the hero, anti-hero, whatever you want to call it, I have no idea who they fighting against. I saw Batman, but what they going up against?
I don't want to know.
How do you not want to know? Because for me,
you know why I don't want to know?
Weird not knowing who the villain is going against.
Here's why specifically for this movie, why I don't want to know. Batman v Superman, supposed to be one of the most hugest comic book movies of all time, right? You got this hype train, man, is rolling through all the towns. It's on fire, 80 miles an hour, can't be stopped, right? When you think about the trailers that they released for Batman v Superman,
right?
Every single scene in the movie was in the trailers. Every single scene.
Yeah, that's making sure they're getting their money back. I don't see. Here's the thing.
I know what the movie's about, right? Your name, Jay-Z alone sells me on a concert, right? Okay, Jay-Z's name alone sells me on a concert. You don't have to give me a 5-second clip of every song that he's gonna perform at the concert.
They just not going after you. They got to educate. You know what I'm saying? The people that's gonna be sitting next to us who don't know anything or really care about this movie. You know what I'm saying? They got to bring them up to speed. That's the problem.
You're telling me that if I tell you the Super Bowl is on February 1st.
Mainstream. Too mainstream.
Listen,
Batman and Superman ain't mainstream.
Stop. You're wrong, dude. You know how huge Batman and Superman is overseas? If you walk around the world and you hold that Batman logo up, that Superman logo up, you mean to tell me people not going to know what that logo is? Yes or no?
I don't know. Maybe it's the demographics. Maybe they're going after, I don't want to be, what's the word here? Chauvinist, but maybe they're going after the female demographic. Maybe they felt like they need to go after the younger demographic who really didn't grow up too much on the Batman and Superman like we did. Man, I don't know the thinking behind
Batman
it.
You know what I mean? Dude, it's like every year on Netflix, it's a new Justice League movie. Okay, it's a new Batman cartoon. It's a new Superman cartoon.
Let me step it back and let me put it to you like this. My son, 11 years old, could care less about either one. And that's why.
Because what is your son like? Your son want action, army heroes, shoot 'em up, bang, bang. And what else does your son like? Your son's not into superheroes.
He's in the anime big time. He's all anime. He's into anime is a big thing right now, but he wasn't into the Marvels or the DC world.
But if you ask your son, do you know who Batman is?
Yeah, of course he knows.
Right. That's
But
my
he
point.
come to me and say, "Daddy, I need to go see this movie."
No, I don't think anybody who didn't already make up their mind when this movie was announced,
Right.
and the first trailer released that they were going to see this movie, weren't going to see it after the fact.
Right. They weren't really going to rush and go out and see it. No,
they weren't. And I feel like they just, going back to this, to wrap it all up, back to the Suicide Squad trailer. When they showed Doomsday in the Batman vs. Superman trailer, I was so upset, dog, because I felt like that took away from what this movie could have been about, because I had seen the cartoon movie, The Dark Knight, which the Batman v Superman is primarily based on. I had seen that movie, and it was so good, man. It was so good. Yeah. So I was already sold on Batman v Superman. Just show me Batman v Superman. You don't have to technically show me Wonder Woman. You can show me outside of her costume, but not in it. You don't have to show me Doomsday. I didn't need to see none of that. So that's all I'm saying with Suicide Squad. Sell me on this group, this team, this squad that you putting together, and just how they bond and how they're going to work together. And yeah, surprise me in the movie about who they're fighting. Obviously, they're not working with the Joker, because you don't see none of them in the same scene with the Joker being happy and talking to each other, except for what's her name? I can't think of her name. I'm blanking on it. Except for Harley Quinn. You don't see that. So for me, I would assume, seeing the Joker, that they're going after the Joker. There's a monster in the trailer. They just don't say who the monster is or what that monster is about. So I'm just saying, after experiencing how they promoted BVS for Suicide Squad, I don't need all the extra. I've seen Batman in the trailer. I've seen Joker in the trailer. And then, quote unquote, Will Smith is Deadshot.
Ooh.
Geared for the movie. Merc, yes.
I'm lost. As a fan of Batman and Superman, when it comes to the Suicide Squad, I recognize Harley Quinn, I recognize Croc, I recognize the Joker. Everybody else they showed in the trailer, I couldn't tell you their names. I have no idea, and I have no idea what Batman is doing in this movie. Watching the trailers that I've seen, I'm completely lost. So they may be doing this for my benefit. And furthermore, I'm more confused, and I'm being real. I'm confused that these are the people I'm used to being the villains. So who the heck is worse than them that they are out there fighting? So I'm really lost now. And for me, I'm not ready to rush out and see it. I might be ready to rush out and see it if they show me who this badass villain is going to be. Or if they sit back and say it's going to be the Joker. Then I might say, okay, this is really good. Now, I want to see the Joker. He a bad boy. If it takes this whole squad to go up against him, now I'm interested. But right now, I can care less about the Suicide Squad. I have no interest in it. None at all.
Just going off everything you said, 100% agree. And that possibly could be why they're in one way kind of doing it, and then another way kind of not doing it. Right. DC's in this tough position, right? Where at one point they have these famous characters with the strongest villains ever.
Right.
So for them, they feel like they have to, because that's what Marvel's doing, even though Marvel isn't really doing it with the Captain America trailers neither. You don't see who the bad guy is. You get them in a clip here or there, but they don't tell you that there is an antagonist in that movie, and it's not Tony Stark. Yes, in the back, Merc.
I'm so stupid. I think they told us who the villain was. They told us.
In Suicide Squad?
Yeah, they told us who the villain gonna be, and we saw it right there. We're so silly. Yeah, it's an evil Superman. Because the first thing she says is, what if Superman came in, ripped the roof off the White House, and snatched the president up? And then, of course, we know Superman dies, right?
Think he comes back as Bizarro Superman?
The way he died, being stuck with that
spoilers.
Spoilers. The way he died in the movie. If you don't know by now, Superman dead. Okay? You should have went saw it by now. But the way he died, how he died could be, if he comes back, he could come back as a corrupt Superman. And that could be exactly who they are fighting. they probably said, listen, we need some people crazy enough to go up against this dude. And if they do that, I'm the first one buying the ticket. Because I love
as bad as I want to agree with you,
that would be so awesome.
How good that idea sounds, I just know it's not true.
Because listen, in the comics, after Superman died, that's when all the other Superman-like characters came out. And
right.
if they and one of them was evil, and I want to call him Bizarro Superman. And somebody, I'm sure they're shaking their head right now. I'm sorry, I'm not a big comic.
They were more. They call them meta-humans. They were more meta-humans that came out.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see if you had all these knockoff Supermans, and that's who they're going up against. Then I'm interested. Now I'm sold because I want to see that fight. So yeah,
dude, as good as that would be, I doubt it. In the original trailer, just watching everybody do they trailer reviews and they freeze frame rewinds. They showed us
one more thing.
They showed this creature. Front row, Merc.
Yeah. That might be why they haven't showed us the villain as well, is because Batman vs. Superman just came out, and if they reveal Superman as being the villain, they've given up the ending to Batman vs. Superman. So they may be pacing it to where they can give people time to go out and see the first movie. And I think I nailed this. I think I'm going to get 100% on this test, Professor.
I feel another sandwich bet coming up.
Yeah.
Maybe a pizza bet.
We could do dessert right now. I like cheesecake.
Here's the good part about it. And in the aspect of me hoping that you're wrong, because I don't want to know who the villain is until I watch the movie.
Nah, that's not good.
We got till August. It's April. You got May, June, July, August. So maybe in the beginning of July 4th, whatever big movie comes out around that time, we get the third and final Suicide Squad trailer, and it shows the villain. I just want it to be the Joker. Just let it be the Joker, man. Don't try and trick me. Don't tomfoolery me.
Nah, it won't be the Joker. In fact, I think the
Joker's up and down with it.
These dudes. To be honest with you, man, I don't know.
But they don't hire him. They don't hire the Joker. Amanda Waller doesn't hire the Joker.
Right.
That's for sure.
So it'd be all. Well, I mean, we got some stuff to look forward to. If I'm right, I'm excited, and this has a chance to be bigger than Batman versus Superman, in my opinion.
It will be. I think it will. The directors are all David Ayer. David Ayer is the director. Very comparable director. I think he's a better director than Zack Snyder. And the movie visually, I love when I go to the movies, IMAX, the sound and the visual quality is top notch. And the movie is gorgeous. It looks beautiful. The color palette is beautiful. The effects look good. It's just as a movie, and you saying it's from DC and it evolves this world, to me, as the type of fan I am, I'm sold. Last quick note. No, you don't want to talk about it. Just got to mention it because it's all over Twitter. Marvel, 1 month ahead of the release of Captain America Civil War, showed the preview to all the critics. All the critics love it. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm just going to say all the critics love it. They like it. They said the storyline is good. They said Spider-Man kick Spider butt.
About a year ago, I told you that.
And that.
I thought it was going to be overkill for comic book movies. I'm there, especially when it comes to the Avengers. I am there. Like, I'll see it, on a Tuesday when it's free popcorn day. But I'm kind of there, bro.
Cannibalized, man. They done overran their course.
Yeah.
But here's what they're doing. Oh, another trailer came out. How did I miss?
The show run along. You got to wrap it up.
Last trailer, Doctor Strange trailer. I don't know if I'm sold on the Doctor Strange. Watch it. Talk about it next week. I don't know if I'm sold on it yet. We'll see. I need another trailer. Show me other things. So, Power Pellet Podcast, this has been episode 21, man. I'm glad y'all decided to download it, stream it, watch it on YouTube, however y'all decided to get it. We appreciate it. Merc, where can they find you at?
Megan Fox.
Is that where they can find you with Megan Fox?
She's gonna be on the Power Pellet Podcast group page on Facebook. They can also find me on Twitter. Just look up Akimbo Merc. That's me. I'm there on Twitter, and then you can find me on my other show, Fantasy Friends Podcast, which I'm going to record now. Good talking to y'all. Peace.
Power Pellet Podcast, The Vince. You can find me at I am The Vince on Twitter. Remember, previous episodes, iTunes and Stitcher. If you're subscribed, if you're not, subscribe and tell a friend. We appreciate it. Also, all episodes currently uploaded on the YouTube Power Pellet Podcast. We out. Peace.